Machinima is a brand new art form that is set to take the world by storm, or so its protagonists believe.
We are at the forefront of something that is absolutely revolutionising animation and science fiction. Basically anything that doesn't involve two guys in a room and a camera. You start a fair way out. You start from,
Hugh Hancock is head of a Machinima group called Strange Company in Edinburgh.
Machinima is an incredibly good, incredibly cheap, incredibly fast way to produce films, and we're the best at it in the world. I come in here.
So what's the story with the swords?
I don't know what it is about Strange Company and sword fighting. It's more about Strange Company and martial arts. A lot of the people who've become involved in Strange Company seem to be serious martial artists in one way or other. I guess the whole Gothic style of a lot of the stuff we do also makes the idea of waving swords around seem really cool.
Strange Company wants to redefine the way that movies are produced. Instead of using cameras, they make all the films using computer games. Hugh Hancock sees it as a great opportunity.
In 5 years' time, I'm hoping to be a multi-millionaire.
To realise his ambition, Hancock is travelling Europe to find backers to take Machinima into the big time.
Okay, prize for the person to figure out what the bloody hell this is.
There are Machinima groups all around the world.
Hello, Scotland. We are from Russia.
Vladivostok. Hi, my name's Peter Asmussen. I was playing a game called Marathon, and it occurred to me that I can actually make a film in it.
I'm the president of the Ill Clan.
Yeah, go on.
Well, they're just everywhere I look in my apartment. There's moths.
And you don't want them in there.
We do comedic work, and we live in the Americas, and we're peaceful people, regardless of what you've seen in the news lately. Unlike those Scottish guys running around with axes and stuff that had to sort of defend themselves from the crown and whatnot.
Machinima, with machine and cinema. And I looked at that and I went, that's really cool, and started using it everywhere. And being a nonce, misspelled it.
Based in a flat just off Leith Walk in Edinburgh, Strange Company have a special place at the epicentre of the global Machinima community. With their website, they promote many of the Machinima groups around the world.
Machinima.com, as you see here, is the premier portal on the internet for Machinima, if I do say so myself. At the moment it's getting over 4 million page views per year. That's getting on for 400,000 a month, and it's serving over 200,000 films a year.
One of the leading Machinima groups is the Ill Clan.
The Ill Clan is basically a virtual group of virtual guys doing virtually nothing.
At the heart of any Machinima film is a computer game. In computer games, the player controls the characters in real time. Machinima takes those characters and the underlying technology that makes them move to produce brand new scripted films like this from the New York-based Ill Clan. For Machinima, certain computer games work better than others.
Shut up in your face! What do you mean you don't have any?
I used to play Quake very extensively, but we kind of got together and started doing playing together at my office until 6 in the morning.
In hit games like Quake and Doom, every move can be recorded for later playback. It's this that makes them the favorite of the Machinima community. German academic Uwe Gerlich was one of the first to spot the potential.
The game Doom has the feature, the capability to record all movements in the game. It's made for showing off. You can show your friends how good you are, how fast you can kill all the monsters. This was the idea behind all this recording feature.
It was Uwe Gerlich who first wrote software that made Machinima possible. With it, you could modify recordings of a game and, in effect, become your own movie director.
Could you get a recording from a game you never played?
So far, the games manufacturers seem to have tolerated Machinima groups taking their programs and basing their movies on them.
I think the future of Machinima is going to be sort of like what it is now. It will knock down the barriers to entry to other people being able to make their own 3D films, because you know, instead of having to be Pixar or DreamQuest, now we can kind of do it.
Strange Company was founded in 1997 when I was at university. I was writing plays and short stories and came across this phenomenon through some journalism I was doing of this Quake movies made using the computer game Quake. I looked at this and immediately saw that it gave me the opportunity to tell the kind of enormous sci-fi, supernatural, big explosions, ultra high budget movies that I'd always wanted to create but couldn't because I didn't have $1 million Hollywood budget.
Strange Company initially produced experimental machinima movies on borrowed computers. Sally Brewer was one of the founder members.
We used to shoot at night in various sort of internet cafes, and Hugh knew the owners of one internet cafe. And so we sort of got the free run of the place when it was, you know, kind of late and there was no actual paying customers, so we'd go in there. It started about 9 o'clock.
Hugh Hancock and his team have moved on to more ambitious films. Each one follows a similar production schedule of a major Hollywood epic.
Fascinating. Fascinating.
There are some differences to Hollywood, though. In the production process for a machinima film, everything happens much faster and costs are minuscule in comparison.
Okay, there's 4 phases of producing a machinima film like most films. The first one is development, where we develop the script and figure out roughly what the thing's going to look like and how we're going to shoot it.
Oh, hi, come in. This way. This is my study.
Much of the communication is via the phone and internet.
Hello, Martin Page.
Hey Martin, it's Hugh, how's it going? Come in.
And Hugh is basically Strange Company plus a core of people he uses.
Join the hubbub. Yeah, the hubbub.
Hello. I've been writing and selling science fiction for 15 years.
We've got the Buffy videos and the X-Files videos. I know the X-Files had a couple of things going through dodgy goth nightclubs.
Okay, you can do whatever. I've been nominated for the Hugo Award and the Nebula Award.
As a respected science fiction writer, Charles Stross sees Strange Company as a way into the movie business.
Yeah, good idea. Good afternoon, Strange Company.
Hello, Hugh. It's me again.
Hey, Charlie.
Ideas are pulled, and everyone chucks in their penny's worth.
I was going to get a montage of this kind of artwork.
Yeah, cool. Drag some of that stuff up. Greek magical power, not heard of them.
Hello.
Each film takes weeks of work.
I'm the storyboard artist. Well, I suppose first of all I'm the concept artist. Hugh took me under his wing.
The concept for the film is inspired by various writers and artists, and folklore and legend.
Oh, that's nice.
John Coulthard, one of the few artists I know who's had his work banned in the UK.
They're genuine set of papyri.
The resequencing is looking considerably better.
Dug out of probably tombs sometime in the 18th century, distributed around Europe, and then someone put them all together and they realised they came from one magician's library.
We've got sort of flashes of Markham's past in Mexico.
And a lot of it's weird shit.
Everyone's ideas are pulled together by Hancock and his team, so they can decide what's going to be in their machinima movie, Eschaton.
The idea behind Eschaton all goes back to the 20s, where there was a very famous and very influential horror writer called H.P. Lovecraft, whose work influenced Stephen King, Clive Barker, H.R. Geiger, Aliens, Hellraiser, the whole 9 yards. He was the first person to establish a horror universe where instead of just random ghosts, ghoulies and things that go bump in the night knocking around, there was a coherent theme and a coherent reason why the universe was so horrible.
Inspired by H.P. Lovecraft, development of the script continues.
At that point.
There's spells for spontaneous human combustion.
You know that famous Vietnamese police chief shooting the guy's head out?
I don't, but I can look it up.
Page 7, he shows his CDC badge.
Details of the script are thrashed out, and like the video games that Machinima is based on, blood and gore tend to dominate.
Quite possibly the entire Muslim world.
Okay. We've gone over this script so many times, there's very little dead wood.
Yes! Right, in the second phase, pre-production, we create everything we're going to need to film.
The flat now gets transformed into an impromptu recording studio. Duvets double for soundproofing. Pillows are used to deaden the noise of the recording equipment. All the sets need to be built inside the computer.
This is Ian Molnar putting together this object here.
That cylindrical thing, and then I'm going to have to talk to you about how to do the fire.
Right guys, okay, let's get ready to do this scene. It's a fairly short one.
This is very important, Jennifer. Have you ever had sex with a boy?
What? Why do you need
Contagion.
Thank you, I love it.
Not everyone has to be in the same place at the same time to make a machinima film.
Hey, it's Hugh here.
I've never actually met any member of the Strange Company team. Virtual cinematography, man. But I've just been roped into providing a voice for one of their characters called Poet.
In fact, there are many who work on machinima films who never meet in person.
I have been called Poet.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there.
True love waits, sir.
A man lives above a bar called the Blue Rose.
Brilliant, really nice. Can you email that to me?
Certainly.
Strange Company is now ready to go into production, or at least they will be, if the equipment works.
I think we're still due our disaster of the day, though.
Please don't say that. Jinx girl.
Machinima is a worldwide phenomenon, a brand new way of making movies. There are now at least 20 machinima groups in 10 countries with hundreds of active members around the world.
We decided to make our first movie called Flesh vs. Steel, and it was about an alien invasion on the Earth. It has a simple plot, but it's still fun to watch.
As crude and simple as it is now, this may yet prove to be the future of filmmaking. With Hollywood budgets skyrocketing, anything that has a potential to control costs is likely to find a backer.
And one of the things I think is really important, and I think about machinima, that isn't being grasped yet and will be at some point in the industry, that is the film, television, broadcasting industry around the world, is that this process really is the melding of live action film shooting with traditional 3D animation. It's not totally proven yet, but from all the work we've been doing at Strange Company and all the other guys, I think it's really clear that for the right projects, we can really speed up the whole process by 30 to 40%.
There are high hopes for machinima, and there are those that can see a chance to save a fortune using some of machinima's techniques. Taking time off from production, Hugh Hancock from Strange Company has flown from Scotland to Italy at the invitation of Tom Fuller, an executive at one of the biggest film studios in Europe.
Right now, the average budget for an American film that is, quote, a Hollywood film is about $30 million.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe that a lot of that is wasted on the order of about $7 million. All of the Italian greats worked here, Antonioni, Fellini, all of the directors, a lot of the actors. This was really a center for film production.
Wow! Oh my god, that's enormous.
1,500 square meters.
What Hancock may be able to offer is a way to drastically cut the costs of major movies. But first, the studio allows them to have a go on their virtual set.
Well, this is machinima. Shooting film in a virtual reality. Yeah! Okay, yeah.
The real business, however, is to convince the studio bosses that Machinima and Strange Company can save them money.
Good to meet you.
Machinima technology certainly could be used to make animated storyboards before major movies are shot. It's a question of persuading the studio chiefs. The techniques used by Machinima could be used to fully animate films in advance of shooting them conventionally with expensive actors and crews. It could give movie directors and producers a way of knowing what will and won't work before they blow their budgets. Hancock is still waiting for the green light from the studio. Meanwhile, back in Edinburgh, Strange Company is struggling with its own movie, Eschaton. The computers are playing up, and it's not fun any longer.
Eschaton, and on, and on, and on.
But after a month of preparation, at last they're ready to shoot.
The next phase is production, where we actually make the damn thing. Come on through.
Strange Company consists of 10 regular members who come together to produce a film.
Hot networking action. Essentially, this computer is the camera for this game, and we're then going to capture the footage in there and edit it later into a real film. In fact, into Eschaton. Always assuming it works properly.
It may look like they're just playing computer games. Actually, that is what they're doing as they wait for the technology to connect up.
All the computers in this flat are connected through those hub boxes, which means that we can transfer data, we can get the computers talking to each other for filming, and we can all access the cable modem.
Even if they're in the same room together, it's a nightmare to get computers to cooperate.
I seem to have lost connectivity with you.
Did you install the 1.10 executable you downloaded?
Yes. Because I'm not detecting any servers.
You need to overwrite the old DLLs in your CL_DLLs directory.
Okay, hold on 2 seconds, I'm going to get Rick.
Huge stonking crash. Aye. Well, this was working well, and now it's crashed. So that's pretty much business as normal.
Well, it's not going too well at the moment. It's all going a bit piercing.
Okay, give me a commentary here. What's going on?
Not all the computers are on site. Barry Martin is 3 miles away in Pilton.
Okay.
And maybe, just maybe a little.
You got a picture?
Yeah. Yeah, we're connecting.
Nearly there.
Hopefully we're connecting anyway. Oh, did something happen?
Nearly there.
No, we couldn't connect. It had 4 tries and then crashed out. But we can see it.
You can see it, but you can't connect to it. Sorry?
We get the password. We can see it. We get the password thing, but we're not getting connections.
That's weird. You got any idea what that could be?
Oh, hang on. No, we're in.
You're in?
Yeah.
Barry's in.
Okay, did you see
No, Hugh isn't.
Tonight comes into game or something like that just then?
Nope.
You didn't?
But I may have missed it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in.
I'm in?
We've got 4
At long last.
Rock! Excellent. Okay, right, cool. Your ass is toast. I've got a rocket launcher with your name on it. Ah! Was that you?
Someone died?
Yeah.
You just killed Hugh.
Okay, I'm playing one-handed, you bastard. Brilliant, we're in. We're in, we have that. Okay, we go. We have Barry. You're in. Did you just leave? You're nearly in. You're in. Excellent, we ought to do some filming then.
Each computer in Hugh's flat and in Pilton controls an individual character in the game. This is movie making without cameras.
Don't shoot anyone!
All the images are being generated and manipulated in real time by a computer. It's all fingers on the buzzers and we're off.
Everybody up the top of the stairs! Everybody get out of sight, go on!
Everyone back around the corner. Positions.
Okay, when I say recording, record. Record.
Every director's dream.
Go, go, go!
Calling the shots.
What happened to the fourth guy?
I was carrying the wrong weapon.
Creating their own characters and sets inside an existing game gives Strange Company the chance to make their own original film.
Whenever you are, Hugh. Everyone ready? Go! Fire! 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 Cut! Stop! And it's a wrap! Well done, guys! Yes, we're done. We're done. I think we're just releasing tension at this point. Ah! Okay, and we'll cut that.
It's not quite off to the Oscars yet, but Hugh Hancock already has an international reputation.
Somehow these things always dissolve into carnage after a while.
I mean, every time I see a woman with long black hair wearing leather pants, I think of Hugh Hancock, and it just turns me off immediately. Though I love his work, don't get me wrong.
For Hancock and Edinburgh, a future of machinima movie making stretches before him. While Eschaton remains a work in progress, Strange Company has another, grander project up its sleeve.
A lot of the films we produce are heavily influenced by Gothic or Romantic literature. The new series we're producing, Steel White, is very Gothic and is based on lives of the Romantic poets. And so, you know, we tend to get a lot of guys working for us who like to dress up in black leather and frilly white shirts.
Leaving his frilly white shirt behind, Hugh Hancock's now off to France to try to find backers for his new show, Steel White. MIP TV is the largest gathering of television executives in the world. He hopes to be able to sell Steel White as a 34-part TV series to the men and women with the money.
Hi, it's Joe Cosgrove here at the...
co-production,
Hi, I wonder if I speak to someone about UK drama co-production.
So far, no luck.
Of course, my lack of success in getting meetings here is not that surprising. After all, I'm trying to blag my way straight into a meeting with some of the most powerful people in television, period.
While no hard-bitten TV executive has yet bought into the virtues of machinima at MIP TV, Hancock remains undaunted.
Well, really made it worthwhile. A lot of really good contacts there, a lot of people who are interested in Steel White. Learned a hell of a lot, and I've got a lot of useful people to call when I get back to the UK. So, overall, damn glad I came.
One day Machinima could realise its potential as a means of cutting production costs in TV and movies. If it does, then there will be fortunes to be made. In the meantime, Hugh Hancock will continue to make his own micro-budget blockbusters, and maybe even get rich in the process.
Cemeteries.